and this is something I chose to make a lifetime career. And so if I didn't enjoy
Dolly, your music has taken a different direction lately. You used to be pretty much of a country singer, now you're getting into the 40s, the top 40s, and plus that, a lot of blacks, many more young people are listening to your music. What's the reason for your new direction?
Well, I wanted to reach as many people as I could, really. I wanted to make as much money as I could if I was going to spend my life in this business. And to me, it's something I love to do. It's a business that I can also make a good living at. And I'm a very creative person, and I just didn't feel like I should limit myself to one circle or one area of music. I want to be pleasing to everybody. I want to be able to walk into any town and be able to sing the songs and have people recognize them. But I'm a very country person, and a lot of the songs that I write and still record are still country-based. But in the last year, I've purposely tried to cross over into that pop market, at least for those people to get familiar with me, to where after a couple of albums, then I can have total musical freedom. I can go back and do anything that is truly me without trying to direct this or direct that, and just do what is truly, comes from my heart and my soul, which anything that I write, I enjoy the creative part of that and the arrangements, on the songs. So I'm glad that I'm appealing to people. If I can make one person happy and, through my music, then it was all worth doing.
What about the new album that you're doing with Linda Ronstadt and Emmylou Harris?
Well, we're not finished with that. We had hoped we would have it done for early spring or summer release of this past year, but we didn't get it finished. So now we have to get back in the studio and back together in the autumn and the winter. So it may be sometime next year before it ever comes out. It's such a special project that we can't rush it just because the country is impatient for the album. But it will be something really special, and we don't have to do it, so it's something that we're just doing as a great pleasure, something great to leave behind for music. And we all have our obligations on the outside to do our own solo albums and our own road work and all. So it's just taking a little more time than we'd hoped, but it'll be worth the wait, I think. I'm real excited about it.
Who are some of your favorite musicians? I know you haven't patterned yourself after anyone, but who's influenced you?
Well, I like just good music, and I like music from all fields. I always have. I like some gospel music. I like some R&B, and I don't have people that just jump out in my mind as my very favorites. I'm a person that likes certain songs more than an artist, and where I don't like everything. Anybody does, like most people are, but certain songs really catch my attention more. I think George Jones is a great country singer. I always loved to hear him sing, and I always liked Otis Redding as far as the black field of music, because he seemed to have a lot of heart and soul. Of course, he's dead now, and I miss him because I miss his records. But I just like anything that's good musically.
You have a particular image, and it's not the blue jean type image at all. Was this something that you purposefully created?
Yeah, I did, because I enjoy it. I enjoy the flagging. It's like an image, and people expect Dolly Parton to look like Dolly Parton looks. And it's fun for me because it gives me freedom to just dabble and play around and be daring, and I can wear whatever I please and get away with it.
Well, your figure is part of that image, too. How about some of the comments about that?
My figure was more right. I was fat now. I'm like fat as a pig. But anyway, I don't really think of myself as any kind of a sex symbol. I just look the way I look, and of course it's extreme in every way, just about. I think that's just something that people have come to know as part of Dolly Parton. The figure is like the hair. It's something you see.
How did you first get started?
Well, that's a good question. I think I was singing, they say, even before I could talk, because all my people are very musical. Mama always used to sing to us, and all of my mama's people played musical instruments, and they were in gospel music mostly, and mountain, just sit around and sing the old mountain folk songs. And I just wanted to do something else with my music. I wanted to make it a career. And so when I was 10 years old, I started singing on radio and television. I started writing songs when I was 7, started playing guitar. I really wrote songs when I was 5. Before I could write, Mama used to write down stuff I'd make up. She was fascinated that I could rhyme things. I just have a gift of rhyme, I think. And I just kept on with it and never looked back. I just always knew music was what I wanted to be involved in. Show business.
If you could describe what would be really a perfect day for you, just from the beginning to the end, what would it be like?
Oh, I don't know. I see lots of perfect days for me. A perfect day is a day that I feel like I have really accomplished something, and that I've felt good, made somebody else feel good, and that I've just been able to touch somebody and have it touch me.
How about being on tour?
I enjoy the road. I don't enjoy the road as much as we've been hitting it these days, because we've been gone way too much. But as they say, when you got to get it while it's hot and make hay while the sun shines. But I enjoy the traveling. I enjoy the traveling on the bus. I just enjoy all the parts of the business, really.
With your hits out now, are you going to take a rest when they begin to wane, or are you going to try to pop in another?
I'm going to try to pop them in as long as I can get them in, and I figure I'll have a lot of years to rest in, because you don't stay hot in this business forever. You know, anybody knows that. I mean, a lot of people stay famous, but only to a degree, and some people are lucky enough to get another shot at, the second time around, but I ain't taking no chances. I'm going to get it while it's there.
The purpose of the bus is to form a home for people who live under mobile circumstances. And our lifestyle is very ethnic, because we are in one city, 1 week, about 45 times a year. And so when you can stylize your life that clearly, and you have a program that's that predictable, then you build your home around that circumstance. And so it has everything for mobile living on the road. It's a coach, a former Greyhound bus. The floor was lowered by a gentleman in Dallas that worked for the company for 20 years. And then it has generators and holding tanks and water and air conditioning on the road. And then when we're in a local church, as we are at Eastern Hills this week, then we use their electricity and their water, you see. And it makes it very convenient. You're right next to the church. You save about an hour a day by not having to go to a motel, move in and out, and so forth. And we can set up in about 20 minutes, whereas moving into a motel, getting established, hanging up your clothes is rather difficult. And we enjoy it very much. As you can see, it's a very gaudy place, because we like life, and we enjoy color and vitality. And then, of course, if I might be somewhat fundamental in my viewpoint, theologically, it's red, and like the blood of the Lord, it covers a lot of dirt, and it does. The red doesn't show dirt like some lavish champagne color would. And the bus is also used as a tender for the other two trailers. We have Silver Streak trailers, and we have the washing machine and the dryer outside for Rick and Chip, our sons, and their wives. And then we have the ice machine in here, and they're in and out the front door all hours of the night, And so it supplies all of us with a permanent address with 10 wheels.
There was a time, Betty, that you dressed much differently than you did now, that you dressed like, quote, a preacher's wife should dress. Do you want to tell us about that experience and why you changed?
Should is the problem. See, I thought should, too, because I was trying to live my life for other people rather than for the Lord. I was trying to do both, really, live it for the Lord and the other people. And I wanted to give the impression that I was very pure and holy, which I think I am. But I would wear a little navy blue suit and pearl earrings and my own mousy blonde hair, which all blondes get mousy eventually, after 25. And a little lady in Chattanooga came and sat by me in church one day. She had on nail polish and earrings and makeup and jewelry, and she was a doll, about 65 years old. And she said, "You sing so sweetly, dear, and I love your voice, but you're just a fake." And I said, "I beg your pardon?" And she said, "You're a fake. You're trying to be something you're not." And she said, "I know what musicians are like. They're colorful and gregarious. And they like to wave across a crowded room, and they're loud in color and style. They have to be performers." And she said, "You just go and be yourself for Jesus and see if he won't bless your ministry." I decided that she was right. So I woke up the next morning and bleached my hair, which made me look like I did, when I was younger. And I bought a red dress, and I've just been happy ever since, because I realized that I could get as much criticism from people being something I was not as I would from being what I really was. And what I really am is toned down, really, you know, because I would like, you know, to wear red feather boa and sparkles all the time, because that's me. You know, God made me that way, and that's really me. It's not immoral to be colorful. He said we're supposed to be sober, not somber, and that I am.
With something like $100,000 invested in sound equipment for sort of a rock band with synthesizers and all of this, don't you consider yourselves just as much entertainers as you do evangelists?
If you were to consider any pageantry entertaining, we would be entertainers. But there is a statement that you might explore. It's very hard to stay in the Lord's work, number one. Number two, it's hard to stay in the Lord's work for the Lord and not for your selfish interests. But we are not entertainers any more than the ritual of any religion would be entertainment. See, anytime you have pageantry or performance, that individual could be called an entertainer. Paul Harvey is a commentator, but it could be terminology, it could be used entertainment.
Anything that's not boring is entertaining, and good things are not boring. I wear a long sequin coat for the King is coming because the words say regal robes are now unfolding. That's my idea of a regal robe, you know. And to me that gives us an idea that anything that's beautiful and fantastic, every good and perfect gift comes from God.
Well, of course, the pageantry is a tremendously acceptable word for showy, you see. And entertainment, when attached to religion, reeks of professionalism, and people want to criticize you. When the truth of the matter is, Billy Sunday was the most entertaining human being that ever lived. And Oral Roberts is rather entertaining. Billy Graham, when he has 50,000 people, is rather entertaining. That's why he has a lot of people sing, and they wear all kind of clothing, and there's special lighting, you know. So we're not exactly entertainers. We're in the Lord's work for the Lord.